And good afternoon, everybody. Chris Bartell here from the Cascade Pacific Council, and welcome to today's Wednesday webinar. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm super excited to share. Deb Hildebrand from Pack 351 is going to share with us some incredible Cub Scout resources. I'm super excited about that. But first, we're going to dive into a couple of news announcements here, as we do every week. And of course, we'd like to start off here with just a safety moment. We've actually mentioned this a couple of times, but I just want to make sure. I know we feel like maybe we're coming down to the end here, fingers crossed. So anyway, but we do have some guideline updates. So we just want to make sure that everybody knows about these. And so if you go to cpcbsa.org/COVID, there's a couple of updates there, especially a couple minor tweaks to the guidelines and recommendations, but really the main one is that there's a new meeting/attendance log. We just want you to keep records of your meetings for 5 weeks, backtracking for 5 weeks. If you can, that would be fantastic. You can find that out at cpcbsa.org/COVID. Again, just a few little minor updates for you to check out there. All right, latest and greatest news. The deadline is today. We actually extended the deadline today for spring scouting for food. As you know, for those of you who have tuned in or seen the emails, we actually are doing scouting for food in the spring this year as well. So many of you did this in the wintertime, which is awesome, fantastic. During the holidays, our unit did it too. And we're super excited for doing this in the spring because that's when all of the food banks and whatnot really ask for us to help them replenish their resources. So here's what's awesome. You can still sign up and get these fantastic door hangers here at cpcbsa.org/SFF. That's Scouting for Food, cpcbsa.org/SFF. We have already 85 units have registered, and our friends at KGW are going to help us promote this. So really want some units to sign up for this, because also then I'll reach out to you and see what you're up to and where you'll be, because KGW would like to know and maybe follow along with you. So anyway, you can order those today. Today is the deadline, so please do that. And then you can reach out to your local food bank or your partner that you have been doing scouting for food with, or if you need a resource, just reach out to us. You'll see that contact information there at cpcbsa.org/SFF. And we will then get door hangers in your hands likely next week so that you can distribute them. And scouting for food is then on March 5th. So we'll all do that together. It'll be fantastic. And what a great way to serve our community. All right, next up. Summit and Roundtable is tomorrow. We have districts are doing a variety of things. There is an update here. We have some districts that are doing their roundtable virtually, some are doing in person. So you're going to want to look at your email that we send out tomorrow. That's going to have the links for Roundtable for all of you who have breakout sessions, or if you want to join us for the Summit, which is an overview, kind of like a news update, a whole variety of things just to see under the hood, behind the scenes with our awesome volunteers, our volunteer leaders. And so you can join us tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. for that. Check your email for the links for that. We actually sent an email earlier this week, so just check your spam filter if you would. That'd be super awesome. And also then we have breakout sessions following that around 7 o'clock. So check your email for that. Horses. Who wants to giddy up and ride some horses? By gosh, we still have lots of opportunities to enjoy our amazing herd of horses. Lil Buckaroo is back, as you may know, as you may have heard. This is for Cub Scouts age 6 to 9. They are 2-hour-long horsemanship classes at Butte Creek Scout Ranch. Just a great way to meet the horses, learn about horse safety and care for horses, and some basic riding skills and cowboy gear. What do cowboys wear? And cowgirls. So check that out at cpcbsa.org/horses. Also on that page, you will see weekend horse rides, a link for that. There are still horse rides available. Daily rides are for half-day rides are $60. Full-day rides are $120. So you're going to want to get in on that as well. That's for any family units and kids, scouts ages 10 and up. And you find that at cpcbsa.org/horses. A couple of quick things from Norwest Scout Shop. These are some great things. First of all, we have the World Friendship Fund. This is something Scout Shop loves to promote and share. You can actually donate. Even with $1 can make a difference between now and February 15th. Stop by the Scout Shop and just give a little donation, add a little bit to whatever you're purchasing. If you're getting some awards or shirts, whatever it is, just toss a buck or two in there for the World Friendship Fund. That's what that's for. It's really a great opportunity to spread the good cheer of scouting across the world. And so you can actually ask the team there more about that. Also, there's 20% off of a few items, hand-selected items for Eagle Scouts Scouts. And there's always like a sale there. So come on into the Norwest Scout Shop. You can go to cpcbsa.org/scout shop for that. The 20% off deal is available now through February 22nd. So check that out. All right, a couple quick things. Upcoming events, Super Weekend. This has been very, very popular. Really excited to have Super Weekend for Cub Scouts. This is like, basically, it's like summer camp light. So great opportunity to come and play at Butte Creek Scout Ranch with your whole Scout unit. And it is March 4th through 6th for Cub Scouts, also April 1st through 3rd for Cub Scout packs and Scouts BSA. Well, if you didn't sign up for March or April, well, you missed out. But there's still an opportunity in September to join us for Super Weekend at Camp Meriwether. So please join us for that at cpcbsa.org. You can go to the Adventures tab, whoop, right up there at Adventures, roll down, and you'll see Super Weekend, the link for that. Also, Leave No Trace training is going to be the first weekend of April. This is a great opportunity for Scouts ages 14 and up and adults to learn about Leave No Trace, some great principles, and also to become a trainer if you're an adult. So check that out at cpcbsa.org and go to the calendar tab, and you can sign up and register for that. Just look up Leave No Trace and you'll see that pop up there in the calendar. Great opportunity to learn about outdoor ethics and Leave No Trace. Also, lots of opportunities for Scouts BSA youth to jump into some merit badge courses and classes with our friends at Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum. Just a really great opportunity to do a variety of courses. You can see here, for those of you watching, you can see American labor, engineering, aviation, and sustainability. Some are full merit badge courses, some are partials, but check that out at cpcbsa.org/calendar. Do a search for meriting, and you'll just start typing that in and just click search. And there's just a whole bunch of opportunities there. That's why we don't have a specific link, because there's a whole bunch of opportunities to join in on that. Also, save the date. Wood badge. For those of you tuned in a little while back, we did a great little wood badge webinar. So you can find out more about that at the wood badge page at cpcbsa.org/wood badge. The dates have changed a bit for this. So we have 2 weekends in September. The first weekend is September 16th and 18th, through the 18th, actually, at Camp Clark. Then September 24th through 25th at Butte Creek Scout Ranch. Just an awesome opportunity to just take your leadership to the next level at Wood Badge. I'll be there. I'm super excited about it. And it's just a great opportunity to connect with other adults and learn to lead better. I mean, it's just awesome, and not just for scouting, but for career and life. So check that out at cpcbsa.org/wood badge. Also, World Jamboree. Check out the new patch/logo here. The theme is forward. I like it because we're finally feeling like we're moving forward, right? You can check out World Jamboree and National Jamboree. National Jambo is at cpcbsa.org/jamboree. That's the theme, forward. And World Jamboree is an amazing opportunity to meet scouts from all over the world. National Jamboree is an awesome opportunity to meet scouts from all over the United States. Both are incredible opportunities happening in 2023. So check those out at cpcbsa.org/jamboree, or for World Jamboree at wsj2023.us. Also, we've got an opportunity for Outdoor Skills Institute. This is another opportunity. Isn't this great? We have lots of opportunities for adults to actually learn awesome scouting skills. And this is Outdoor Skills Institute in May is happening. And it's really a great opportunity to learn about becoming a climbing instructor or an NRA rifle instructor. Lots of great opportunities to learn. Registration is not quite open yet. I put in here January, so my mistake. It is going to be open soon, but you can do a search in the calendar for that, or check your email, because we will have email links for that as well. Okay, I know this is lasting forever. Doesn't it feel like it? That's okay. I'm going as fast as I can. We just have lots going on, and isn't it great? All right, so a couple ways that I just want to mention to support scouting in the CPC. As many of you know, for those of you who are in scout units and listening and watching, you know you're doing Camp for All. This is our fundraising campaign to help get every single scout to camp and give them an epic experience. So you can check that out at cpcbsa.org/start Camp for All for tons of resources for your unit. Even if everybody just gave $5 a month, oh my gosh, it would be amazing. The amount of scholarships we can provide and the incredible experiences we can keep providing to kids is just absolutely fantastic. Also, in May, we have this fantastic opportunity to be an adult and do some golf with guns is really what it boils down to. It's the Kerr Contractors Sporting Clays Shootout. It is just a great opportunity to meet lots of awesome fellow scouts and adults who love to play with their shotguns. Pretty much is what it boils down to. Go to cpcbsa.org/shootout. It is a fundraiser, but there's also opportunities for you to be a part of it. Even if you don't want to have a team to do the shootout itself, it's just a great opportunity to give back. If you want to be a part of the auction and give auction items, things like that, be fantastic. You can check that out at cpcbsa.org/shootout. Also, another opportunity to sponsor and be a part of Camp Meriwether's history. You can actually sponsor a brand new staff bunkhouse. Only a couple of opportunities left, actually. So if you're interested, contact Mike Egan at michael.egan, that's EGAN, at scouting.org. Also, we're going to actually talk about this in a couple of webinars too, which is going to be great. New marketing campaign from the Boy Scouts of America called Adventure On. Super excited about that. There's links and resources for this at cpcbsa.org/marketing, as well as a whole bunch of tools there for your scout unit. So check that out at cpcbsa.org/marketing. Okay. Whew. Boy, isn't that great? It's a lot going on, and I just love it. We are now going to welcome our awesome Deb Hildebrand to talk about her amazing, not just her Cub Scout tools, resources. She does this thing called Cub Scout Corner. It is absolutely fantastic, and we are just super excited to have her here. Deb, thank you so much for joining us, and I just thank you for all these resources that you provide. Since COVID started, Deb has been like a resource machine. She has created so many amazing tools, and it's just such a joy to have you here. Thanks, Deb, for joining us. How are you today?
Oh, good. Got my planning to get some more coming. And I'm a fast talker just like you, so we'll be blowing through this.
All right. Awesome. Well, first, let's meet you. You only have a couple of roles. What are some of them?
Oh, I think there's more than that too.
She has a cape on, Super Scout cape right there behind. That's actually what she's got tied on there. It's like a neckerchief, turns into a cape. It's pretty amazing. Yes, you have been doing it all in the Cub Scout realm, and as a volunteer, it's just so awesome. As everybody can see here, she's assistant district commissioner for Cub Scouts, a roundtable commissioner, Cub master, den leader, unit commissioner, advancement chair, Nova counselor, Supernova mentor, digital scouting coordinator, and Camp for All area coordinator. Just a few of many hats that Deb seems to wear. Well, thank you so much for it. I saw you do. I'm just really excited. So tell us about what you have been up to. Tell us more about the tools and resources you've been putting together and ready to provide for everybody. This is just so great.
All right, so this is actually a wood badge ticket item that I kind of worked with Eric Wagstaff at Cascadia District. He was like, hey, here's what we would love. And so I'll show you a little bit about some of my older projects that I've been working on, but the Cub Scout Corner is new this year. We've had 4 of them so far. We get together and we have a focused theme every month. So as you can see on the schedule here, it says what our theme is for the month. So our upcoming one is, they're always the 4th Thursday of the month, unless a holiday gets in the way. And we'd rather you be with your family, and we'll bump the meeting. But the 24th is the 4th Thursday of the month. We're going to be talking about religious emblems for Cub Scouts primarily. But a nice thing about the Cub Scout Corner is it's pretty informal. It's similar to a roundtable, but not as organized, I guess. So if you come and you want to learn about the religious emblems, awesome. Every month, and I have another slide with the inspirations, but in February, I'll be talking skits and songs and crafts and things like that that you can use in your March meetings. So we'll always plan a month ahead for you guys, so you have time to practice your skits or gather any supplies you want to do, that kind of thing, for your next meeting. And then we can just talk. If you have specific questions, if you want, hey, how do I make my Pinewood Derby virtual? Then we can talk about that. Whatever you need, you just come and tell me what you'd like. If I don't have an idea already, I'll come up with something, and we'll get you going to make your job easier. Because we're all volunteers and our time is valuable, but we want the best program for our kids. So we can always work together to make it a little bit easier on everybody that way, hopefully. I think I had another slide. Correct. Next one. There you go. So it is a sign up ahead of time on Zoom meeting. So do it wherever you want. Do it in your jammies on your couch. I don't care. We just want you there. So they've added it to the council website. So initially this was for Cascadia district, but similar to some of my other resources, I went, why are we restricting it? We can share it to everyone. Zoom is easy. So cpcbsa.org on the events calendar page. And then there's a tab every single month that says Cub Scout Corner with Deb. When you click on that, it'll get you to the join link. So you can sign up for the join or the Zoom registration. And then you'll be signed up for all of them. So you can come to one, you can come to all of them, ask questions, give me feedback on last month if you want. That's always good too. All right, I think the next one, Chris. Oh, I was like, where'd it go? And Carrie Hutchcraft has been very nice, and she'll actually go in. I'll send her my resources after the meeting. So if you miss a meeting, she is posting them all on the event page also. So if you go to the event details, which is right under where you would sign up, there's links there for all of the past handouts that I've created and the inspiration pages that I've created so that you can check back on them if you missed one that you wanted to see, or hey, you're just finding out about it now. Maybe the Den Leader quick start guide that I presented in October would be helpful for you. There's the handout. So it'll be helpful for you guys to get to later. Recordings are nice too. All right, next page. All right, so here's some of the inspirations that I've done. So I give you guys a little handout every month and a little reminder of the next meeting. So there's links to the resources. There's usually pictures of the craft or whatever, song list for Christmas time, all of that. So January is typically Pinewood Derby month. So last month we did Pinewood Derby stuff so that you guys could have ideas for when your Pinewood Derby comes around, if you haven't yet. And then we've talked about Christmas ornaments and Christmas ties. I'm a big tie slide crafty person, so there's usually a lot of tie slide ideas in there too for next month. So that's some of the ones that we've done. And then the next one, Chris, takes a little to load. So these are the several of the handouts that I've given out as part of these meetings. I think I did the summertime adventure ones for the Cascadia Roundtable Chat and Chew in the spring, I think it was. But we'll be talking about that one later too. So we have special events, planning your program, scout book, anything that you guys need ideas for. I'll generally either find the resource or create the resource if there isn't one. Because there's a lot out there if you guys search. Hopefully they're current. Sometimes you gotta pick and choose what's a current procedures and that kind of thing. But Scoutbook is an amazing resource, and so I didn't even have to find, or I didn't have to create something because somebody already did that for me, and I think it was even a wood badge ticket. So, all right, I think that one's it. All right. Oh, so like Chris was saying, in the past I've created a lot of resources too. So those that have joined my Google Classrooms, they're still there. Those that have not, they're still there. So I've created Google Classrooms for every den, every adventure. So every requirement that every den has a slide set. Several electives per den also have a slide set. So if you're still doing virtual meetings, or if you still have digital scouts, or I've also used these resources as, hey, I had a scout miss a meeting. So I could email out just that particular adventure and they could do it at home together with their parents and report back to you when they finished it. So I have so many users that I have 2 classrooms for each den because my Google Classroom's filled up. But it's ready to present. There's a lot of ideas and handouts and things like that. If you have a last minute covering for somebody type meeting, it's super easy for a parent to take over. And the right side, there's all the Google codes to join the classroom. And these are primarily for leaders, and then you can share the slide set if you wanted to with a certain scout that missed it. But I made this for leaders to make your job easier. So it's ready to present them. We also have Nova Awards. I do a whole Nova Club. Every Wednesday, I have Nova Club with my scouts. And I created all of these, and we did all 11 awards in the last year. I had 5, I think, Supernova kids complete Supernovas for their rank level. And then we're starting over this year. So we're working on some new awards with some new kids so that everybody can earn some fun Supernova awards and Nova awards. And then I also have a Club Master Classroom if you need inspiration for leading pack meetings too. But I have 3,500 users in 48 states and 9 countries. So that's pretty awesome. So, and then I also post in the stream updates and things like that. So if you want, I have a website. There's my website. I love QR codes. I know Chris loves QR codes. So you guys can scan that QR code and it'll send you right to my website. And the same information is found on the PAC 351 website. But I am getting ready to move away from that PAC because we moved and my oldest is crossing over. So I'll be updating the Scout or Dab website primarily because I won't be part of the PAC. I don't need to update their website, but I may add it if they want me to. But you can just scan with your phone or tablet and get to the website there. And that has all of those Google codes on there still. It has all the handouts. It has all the inspiration pages too, if you want to find them that way. And then the next one.
Well, I know the next one is about Wood Badge, right? So let's pitch that in a second. But because as you mentioned ticket, and we did have a webinar on Wood Badge recently, but so I'm going to ask you a question about that in just a second. But this is I just sit here actually, my mouth agape. How did she do this? How she did it, I have no idea. But the fact is that you did, and it's so awesome. So, what would you say for? What is the hardest thing when you're starting out as a parent or a leader? What do you feel like is the hardest thing to kind of know and to glom onto, and where would you direct them
for scouting?
Well, I guess you said if you were a Cub Scout parent or a leader, what are some of the hard things that people are dealing with and working through, and where should they begin?
So if I was a Cub Scout leader or parent, that would be a hard one. Yes, it can be very overwhelming as a new parent, even without being a leader. There's a lot of terminology, there's a lot of information out there, and it's very hard to say, well, what do I use? Obviously, the parents in your PAC are a great resource. Any leaders that you have that are willing to answer questions. But, honestly, I love the Facebook Cub Scout Volunteers page. That one's awesome. Your district volunteers are always great. The council volunteers are always great to find information. But we're a scouting family. So ask people what they use, what their questions are, what their questions were, and just enjoy it, because you're only at scouting for a limited amount of time, especially with the littles, because, again, mine is about ready to cross over and he started as a first grader. So it's amazing how quickly you go from the fun Cubs, the herding cats group, to watching them do the Scouts BSA, where hopefully they're leading a little bit more, doing less cat behaviors.
Well, that isn't that true? Well, I have mine are older, so they're in Scouts BSA. One of them was out and at college, but I hear you on that. On that route, we did it all as well, and it's such an interesting transition, but for the Cub Scout packs, when they are, if you're kind of if you're newer to it or you're kind of rebooting from a pack perspective, like making this transition back to this kind of quasi semi-normal and maybe meeting once a month or whatever, what do you feel like, or what have you seen? You talk to so many people. Where could they begin at kind of any time of the year? Let's assume we're kind of, we're into a scouting year, so to speak, but what do you feel like is a good spot to begin?
Trying to think the best way to say this. So I think it's do the fun things that are interesting to you. Like I said, join in all the adventures, do all the outdoor stuff. Honestly, there's adventures in there somewhere for everything. Grab the handbooks, start exploring. If you're a leader, the leader books are great. Scout book is awesome. There was something else I was going to say. Now I forget. I'm on the spot. I don't remember now.
No, that's all right. That's great. It's great tips. There are resources, and like you said, it can be daunting and kind of scary. And I love that you said ask somebody, because people have been there, and it's really, really important. Even if your district executive can hook you up with another unit, another pack, another den leader, whoever that can help you along and guide you. And of course, Deb's got these amazing tools. I did notice you had the pack planning, the program planning guide on there too. That is just that is gold to me. That is such gold to know what's coming down the pipe, and is just fantastic. It's so simple how you created that in terms of, I can look at that and at a glance I know what the year can look like. And
Mhm.
it seems like something that could be almost templated for another scout unit as well. Is that true? I mean, at least in the CPC in terms
Yeah.
of the things we have going on. But
Yeah. I mean, I planned it for different areas. Our area, we need to plan for, it's going to be rainy or cold at this time of year. So we may not want to do the hiking things unless you have really tough kids. Mine are tough. They don't care. The puddles are great. But yeah, plan adventures by the weather, by what else is happening. What I like to do is plan every adventure, or every rank has a duty to country. So I put that in November to go with Veterans Day and any veterans parades, or you could put it in May with Memorial Day and the flag placements. And then I do a lot of grouping adventures too. So because everybody has a duty to God or a duty to country or a adventure for outdoors or sports, you can group all the dens. And if you have a small unit where you're kind of combining dens, because I don't have 8 bears and 8 Webelos, I can put them together and they can do stuff together and earn. Everybody can earn, and I don't have to do quite as much over planning because I've done the similar things together.
awesome. That's great. I love it. Well, you're in it and in the trenches, so to speak. And I just thank you so much for just for your wisdom and for all of the resources you've created. And it's just gold. It really, really is. Okay. Well, now let's switch gears just a slight bit, because we sort of teased Wood Badge. I am going for the first time this year, so I pretty much know nothing. So I'm excited for it. And so can you tell us a little bit about Wood Badge? And then, we'll go to the next slide here so everybody can see what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Tell me about
Yeah,
Wood Badge a
so
little bit, your take on it, and why should people go?
So Wood Badge is primarily leadership training, but it's a lot of networking. So you're gonna ideally, and they plan it so that you're grouped with other leaders in different parts of scouting. So in my group, when I went to Wood Badge, I was not just all with Cub Scout people, because I primarily know Cub Scouts because that's the age of my kids. But I was grouped with one other leader that was in Cub Scouts, 2 other leaders that were in Scouts BSA, and then one other leader that was kind of both. And then we have a patrol leader, or a troop guide that is kind of guiding us in how to do the certain things and for a while. But go to Wood Badge, you get to meet people. And then what's fun about it too is that the tickets are like a challenge that you create for yourself. So you can think about what your unit or your program or your district or your council needs and create something to go with that, to meet a goal or to help the program. So you might have a goal for recruiting, or you might have a goal for resources. I was, as a Roundtable commissioner, one of my jobs, I have tickets on all of my jobs probably, was about helping get resources to scout leaders who need them, because a lot of people are overwhelmed. They know that they don't know how to plan this, and I don't know where to go. So we want to make sure that you know that you're not alone. We are the Scout family, and we want to help each other. So my Cub Scout Corner was part of a ticket to help get these resources out to other leaders. And we want to make it as simple as possible with Zoom and sharing online now. It makes it much easier, and they're available for if you have missed a meeting, because we're volunteers and we get busy, and I may not be able to be there every Thursday or every Wednesday webinar, but I can watch a recording or I can find the resources after also. And there's my QR again, because I love QR codes.
Well, awesome. Great pitch. It really is. I've heard some wonderful, sounds like such a great opportunity to grow from a leadership perspective, not just in scouting, but, in career and life too. It just all really transitions really well. And it sounds like it's a little bit of fun.
A little bit. I'll be there. Get you out of your comfort zone though.
Oh,
so that's a good thing for a lot of people. I needed it.
Perfect. I love it. Well, thank you. That's great. Well, thanks everybody for joining in here. I'm not seeing any questions. If anybody has questions, toss them in the chat there in Facebook if you'd like. I'll keep that open here for a second. I'm just checking down there. And we do have some upcoming webinars next week. We're on hold, basically because I'm on vacation. So we won't have one next week. But then the week after that, we'll actually be talking about marketing stuff. There's some great marketing tools and resources that we've got for you, that National has set for you for your scout units. So really excited about that, to share that. And so keep an eye out for that. We will share it on Facebook. We'll share it, of course, in our newsletter. Of course, you'll get the newsletter tomorrow for those of you in the Cascade Pacific Council, and you'll get our compass points newsletter. We've actually, just so you know, we've tweaked them a bit. So if you're in Cub Scouts, you should be getting the Cub Scout one. If you're in the older Scout units, you should be getting the older Scouts one. And then if you're just in general interested in the Cascade Pacific Council, you get the long format one that has a little bit of everything in it. So keep an eye out for that in your email, because all the deadlines and things like that, links that we've talked about for tomorrow's tomorrow's roundtable and the roundtable summit meeting is going to be in there. So make sure you see that. All right, that's it. So thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for joining us today. That's it. Really, really appreciate everybody for joining us, for Deb, for all the tools, the amazing tools and resources that you've created. Just can't thank you enough for all of that. It's just fantastic. Of course, as you know, we will have a recording of this and video. We have the audio version as well. It will be on the website. You'll actually see it on the homepage for at least a week, and you'll have all the resources there. Then, of course, you can search for it, and we'll have all these resources and links to everything Deb has shared. Just such great tools. So thank you all so much for joining us. Really appreciate everybody for just tuning in, and that you've just kept scouting. You've just kept at it. It's just been awesome, and really appreciate everybody who's volunteered and the parents who kept at it and the scouts who've been at it. Just really, really great. So thank you so much for joining us today, or if you're listening, not live, but you're just watching or listening later, by gosh, we just thank you so much for doing that as well. Have yourself a fantastic week, and we will see you next time.